Yo, you already know what it is. You're listening to The Urban Product. It's your boy DME.
It's your boy Cozy Rich.
And it's your girl Imani.
We are back. Happy New Year, everyone. It is 2022. We haven't spoken to y'all in a while. Actually, it's been a few weeks. We've been out since before Christmas. Our Christmas episode with Meech was actually the last episode that we recorded. But now that we're back in January 2022, a lot of things have happened in between, so we have a lot of catching up to do. Rich, Imani, how y'all doing? How y'all been?
Ladies, okay, thank you. I'm really good. Last time I spoke to you guys, I was talking about finals. That went well, better than I expected. Then I got COVID. Fun time. And nasty, man. Since then, it's just been like work, gym, home. Like maybe go out, maybe. But like everything's weird now because not everyone's vaccinated. You can't really go in Boston without a vaccination card. So yeah, I've kind of just been like keeping to myself, just kind of working on me at this point. What about you, Rich?
You know, a nigga like me, not much could hold me down, but I did catch COVID. So, you know, that kind of held me down and, you know, held me back. But we toughed through that shit. We made it. We alive. I'm here. Other than that, though, I've just been, you know, working, going to the gym, living my best life, trying to get these fluids in me. But life is good. Can't complain, you know what I mean? It's cold as shit. Finally in the middle of this winter shit. Just makes me, yeah, I mean, winter just hit. Like, I think January is when winter hits. Like, December wasn't that cold when you think about it. But, yeah, other than that, life is good. Besides COVID, so.
Yeah, COVID's actually making shit running crazy right now. Like, within, literally since the last time we recorded, the reason why we haven't been here for a while is literally because of COVID. So, like we said, Rich caught COVID. Imani was coming back from COVID, so they were dealing with that back to back. And then once they both had symptoms, we just decided as a group to stop recording. And what happened last week? Something happened last week. I can't remember. Oh, I think you were still recovering, so that's why we just didn't shoot last week. So, yeah, we came back today, and now we're back better than ever, starting 2022 off strong. We ran through a few of our ends of the year topics off on our Instagram, but I remember I didn't really post everything that we had just because it was a lot to go through. We had, like, a whole thing planned, unfortunately. But I do want to take the opportunity to just run through a few of them, what we have. We don't have to spend too much time to talk about it since we're already here in 2022. But I do want to mention some of the topics that we discussed about when we wanted to originally wrap things up. So let's see. Let's go down the line. So originally, we already listed our top 10 albums. You can catch that on our Instagram if you wanted to take a peek at that. For our favorite episodes, when we were talking about the year as a whole, Imani and Rich talked about episode 126 being their favorite episode, which was our episode that featured Tim, if you guys remember that episode. He's the co-founder of Something Different. He came on, caught a vibe with us, and we had a nice chill conversation. So that we were talking about that as a highlight of the episode. Yeah, what'd y'all like about that?
I was wilding, and I was putting her in her place, so.
You were putting me in my place. First off, we were going back and forth, and then Devin put us in our place.
No, I won.
Let's really.
And then you needed Devin to come save you.
You didn't win, though. You said the exact same thing that I said.
You see how you're getting
but
loud
you just
and
flipped
mad
it.
Right now,
I'm not
Don't
getting
gaslight
mad.
her.
Don't gaslight me. I know what happened.
You're getting triggered right now. That's all I'm saying. You're getting triggered.
You don't
I'm
know what
very
my triggers
nice
are.
and composed right
Don't
now
do it.
because I won.
You don't know what my triggers are. Don't do it. But anyway, Devin, you know, he cleared the argument. But what I liked about the episode, to be honest, one thing I love about having guests on the show is that having a presumption just based off what we see, like with social media, and then meeting the person and seeing like they're just way more than like what you expected. And Tim was definitely one of those guests. Like, I didn't expect the interview to go the way it was. We were all just very chill. It's like we all knew each other. That's literally how chill the conversation was. So that was definitely my favorite part.
It was just your favorite because you were being
He was just
this
wilding.
level of conversation and just the way we were talking. Like, when you posted the clips, it really just brought me back, especially when you and Tim were just sitting back,
just watching us.
Yeah, because that's like what I do all the time. You feel me? So you got to sit in my shoes
like
for a little
reminiscing back on that episode was just like I felt so comfortable, and I just was having so much fun just talking my shit. And the topics we were talking about is just bringing out a whole nother element. So that's why it was my favorite episode. Just the way it brought some shit out of me and how it made me feel. It's selfish of me, but yeah.
No, I feel you. Literally, moments like that make me reflect just on our podcast journey as a whole. Next month exactly will be our 4-year anniversary of the podcast. So when I just like look back and see where we started from and how we evolved, how our chemistry has built throughout the journey, the people that have come and gone through these doors, it's just a nice level of growth to witness. And I like go through old episodes all the time, go through clips, because when I'm just looking for things to post on our social media, there's so much gold, in my opinion, that lays in the old episodes, where if I don't post it right away, there's a certain reason why I don't post it right away, because it might be a potential danger to the streets. So I'll wait until the streets die down a little bit. But then I'll throw flagrant bombs on the timeline again, and we right back where we started. You feel me? So I like going back and peeping old episodes like that, just because it reminds me of just the level of conversation we have on this podcast, but it also lets me know the type of joy and entertainment that it brings y'all, because we'll post old clips all the time and people will think that it's new. So it gives viewers chance to rediscover the show in a whole new way. So episodes like that, I appreciate episodes like that. And I think maybe the last episode that we did for the year, the episode that we did with Meech, might have been one of my favorite episodes that we did that year. Just because the vibe was organic, you feel me? Like, I fucked with his music. Rich fucked with his music. Meech checked us out beforehand, so he fucked with what we had going on. So the level of conversation that we were having was very organic, and everything was just flowing nicely. Here, I feel like actually added a lot to the show as well. Like, Meech, I feel like when he pulled up to the show, he didn't even feel like a guest. He felt like an interim co-host just for the time being. That's how well I feel he carried himself through that episode when we did it. So I don't know, just things like that. When I'm able to bounce off creatives, moments like that is when I know I'm in the room with another creative. So when we're just able to bounce ideas off of each other that well and so elegantly, I appreciate conversations like that as well. So that's probably why I'll say that was one of my favorite episodes of the year. After that, we also talked about underdogs. Who are underdogs this year? Rich said Tory Lanez. Amani said Jack Harlow. And who am I going to say?
Who are you going to say?
Is my underdog of the year? Honestly, I'll probably say my underdog of the year is going to be Young Blue. No bullshit. Because that dude came off of a Drake feature and didn't let that define him for the rest of his career. You feel me? You know how some artists will come out with a Drake feature and that will kind of be what everyone goes back to.
You see it all the time.
Yeah, now sure, that song people still go back to all the time, but Young Blue got other hits that he dropped since then.
No bullshit. Like, for me, the Drake feature is what made me go listen to Young Blue, and Young Blue has made me stay for Young Blue.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's how I see it.
Like those two projects he dropped, Love Scars and the most recent project, Moon Boy. Like, I feel like that was his moment to show the world actually that he's not just a one-hit wonder. He actually got bodies of work that he can build up on. So yeah, that's why I say he's my underdogs. But y'all said you said Jack Harlow. Let's start with you. Jack Harlow did have a good year.
That's what I'm saying. Like, aside from the...
Sorry, I just thought of something. I'm going to add it in after you say what you say. But
okay.
Yeah, there's another underdog that I want to throw in there too, but I'll wait for you to go. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying Jack Harlow, aside from, the fangirling and everything.
You fangirl over him?
I don't fangirl over him.
That's your type of white boy?
No.
It's okay if it is. That's your type of white boy.
It's not.
It's okay.
You don't know my...
Louisville, Kentucky.
No.
Dudes, if you're listening out there.
No. Y'all will never know.
If you shop at Bass Pro, hey, hit your girl up.
Anywho. No, aside from the fangirling, like, I just looking at his progress over the past year and just seeing what he did with his last album. Not gonna lie to you, when I listened to it, I was like, okay, this is about to be a flop because like I didn't really know about Jack Harlow unless it was like the big hits. And then I listened to the album and I was like, okay, my boy's spitting. I like what he's doing. So that's why I said Jack Harlow. He had a good year, and I think with the fangirling, he'll just continue to like excel. Like that will just help him more in his, progression. But that's why I said Jack Harlow.
Okay, and you said Tory Lanez because.
Oh my god.
Hey, go ahead.
You okay? Yo, anyway, before I was rudely interrupted. Yeah, Tory Lanez. I feel like Tory Lanez speaks for himself. Tory Lanez came into 2020, 2021 dealing with the backlash of what he ended 2020 with. We all know that what that was, the Megan Thee Stallion controversy, yada, yada, yada. Now, the music industry essentially canceled that nigga. They were trying to hurt his pockets in every possible way. They stopped promoting his music. They stopped letting niggas know when he was dropping new releases. They stopped showing his no one was doing features with this man. And he still produced 2 great albums in Playboy as well as Alone at the Prom. And my thing is, he's been producing music. He's had songs with ESTG, Kodak, some more people. He's still featuring out here, but he ain't doing the crazy feature runs he used to do before. And Tory's just still creating good music and good content, even without having a following or the mainstream media behind him as he once did, even though he's now independent, which would hurt an artist more. But I feel like it's not hurting Tory as much as it should. Putting all that into it, and then I want to take into account what's actually going on at this trial. Very quiet from everyone, by the way. I feel like he's in the he's the underdog, man. Like, because he's going to come back in 2022 and run shit, in my opinion, once he gets uncanceled.
If he's found innocent.
Exactly.
You just gotta put that out there.
And also, just because he got canceled doesn't mean he doesn't have his musical ability anymore. I'm not saying, we know what Tory is capable of. We know what he puts out there.
That Playboy album.
So I'm sure he's doing well with the music. He's always been doing well with the music. But to say he's the underdog. I
like I said, the entire music industry, stop fucking with this man. Stop promoting his music. Stop featuring with him.
Are you right?
You basically him going into 2021 as a newly independent artist and having to deal with all of that and still producing, still making his money, still having good content out there.
That's just off the strength of his fan base.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying, though.
No, I hear you.
You gotta take all that into account. Now, he doesn't have anyone behind him. This is all him now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's all him and his camp. Yeah, he may have a loyal fan base, but he have people like me too that like aren't looking for Tory all the fucking time. They just only listen to Tory when they stumble upon something new. Like half the time when I listen to a new Tory album, it was because, yo, did you listen to the new Tory album? No, I didn't even see that. He dropped. Let me go check it out. So, like I said, Tory's had a lot to work against, and I think he has come out on top. So,
and no bullshit, I've seen Tory running around in the streets around with like A-list celebrities, like celebrities where they wouldn't be running around being seen with you in public if you were that much of a risk. So unless if there was some information shared with them, we don't know all the facts yet. But if like people are willing to be seen with you in this public light, they know something. So like I said, all the facts will reveal themselves out at some time in the future. But yeah, that's all we'll say on that. Another one that I wanted to throw in there as an underdog of the year, fam. Lil Nas X been slapping all of you in the face this year.
Yeah, he has.
He slapped every single nigga in the face this year. All right, so he doesn't get talked about, right? Well, he does get talked about. He does,
but not in the way
when you think about just...
like people don't take him seriously.
No.
Yeah, but you have to think about the type of a year that he had. You feel me? Now, with the first promotion of his first single, it was Call Me By Your Name, the Montero. Everyone knows that video. That's when he was twerking on Satan and all that shit. We all remember that video. But having gone from that to the release of his album, yeah, that man had a crazy run. He had a crazy year. Industry Baby with Jack Harlow. When he showed a snippet of that on his Twitter, I was like ready for that song, and that was before Jack Harlow was even involved in that. So the fact that when it came out, it turned into this big hit that we all knew it was gonna be. And then, you know, him dropping some more songs that actually turned out to be radio hits as well. He has something that's working for him. And I think after Old Town Road, he comes back with this album to let you know that he's here to stay as an artist. And you may have your opinions of him, but continue to have him because he's not going anywhere. He's going to be right here. So I definitely think that's an artist that has to be highlighted as well if we're talking about artists who've been killing shit this year. Facts.
He's so weird.
Him?
Yeah, he's a weird
I
guy.
feel like he
just doesn't care.
No, I respect it. But he's just really out there.
He's such a great representation of our generation.
I love it.
Like the way that nigga trolls online, like I fuck with him because like, yo, all of my friends do that shit too. Like it's different because he got like his star power, but the way he be tweeting and going around on Instagram, any of us do that shit. So I get it when he's doing that shit. It's comedy to me. Other people to be up in an uproar, but like he'll be tweeting shit. It'll be like the most outrageous shit, and I just laugh because I'm like, yeah, I get it. That's funny.
I get it. I get what he's doing, but I'm just like, damn.
They don't give a fuck.
Don't care. Like, yo, you really don't care.
He really doesn't.
Facts. You don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck. All right, so see now here were these. Okay, this one right. I want to say because after that I'll leave the end of the year topics. Yeah, but. Artists to look out for in 2022. Rich said Future. Amani said SZA.
Yes.
Now these are two artists that are already developed in their careers, but you still think people need to look out for them.
I said it in the sense like watch out for her because I feel like SZA's gonna drop an album.
She is for sure.
So
SZA and Kendrick are dropping this year.
That's why I said look out for her. I misread the topic.
Nah, don't get it wrong.
Her.
SZA is coming to slap everybody in the face too. SZA been going crazy because she got 3 singles from the album, and all of those singles are fire.
I'm so ready.
What's that shit called? What was the one with Ty Dolla $ign? Hit different, Good Days, and I Hate You. I Hate You is going up right now. That shit's going up. So she got 3 successful singles from that album. Pretty sure once that shit drops, we're going to be hearing that for a while, and by summer. But I'm going to still be bumping her album too, you feel me? Yeah, you were saying for Future. I feel like Future drops every year, so we just got to look out for Future every single year.
Future didn't release an album last year. He didn't drop anything last year. He was only on a feature run. Yeah,
so he just came off of an album. I don't expect him to drop another album.
He dropped an album. He dropped a dual album with Lil Uzi. I don't consider that a Future album.
After
High Off Life. That was early 2020. Or like summer of 2020. So it's been a good year and a half since he's dropped a Future album.
Heard.
Now, that being said, he himself said he's going to have a crazy 2020. Like, watch out for him in 2022.
Okay.
So that, as well as the fact that he didn't drop anything in 2020 or 2021, I'm like, yo, this man Future's about to go crazy and remind niggas who the fuck he is. Because I feel like Future's is not been getting as much credit in the game as much as he should over the last year, because you got Lil Durk, you got Lil Baby, you got Gunna, you got all these new heads, well not new heads, but young niggas in the game taking over. My niggas coming to reclaim his throne. That's all I'm saying.
But he hasn't been dropping, and they have been consistently dropping, so of course they're going to take more.
Yes, I acknowledge that, which is why I said he's going to come back, reestablish who the fuck he is, and reclaim his throne.
If you wanted to watch a versus with Future, who would you want him to go against?
I still want. I ain't putting him up against Jay-Z. Realistically, who would I want to see him against? I'd want to see him against niggas like his generation, really. Thug. I'd love to see Drake and Future battle versus. Yeah, I would.
That was like no. Like everything you're saying, no. No.
I'm really trying to think, like...
Future and Thug would be embarrassing for Thug. Drake and Future would be embarrassing.
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know about that.
Future.
I don't know about that.
Future.
Yeah.
I mean, Future got hits, but like, come on, that's Drake.
Nah, Future
bro.
got hits.
Only
Future
Hov
got
can
the
go
hood
with
hits.
Drake. Yeah, only Hov can go with Drake.
Wait, what?
I said only Hov can go with Drake.
Kanye.
Nah.
If we're doing 20 songs, Kanye.
Okay.
You don't think so?
He got that. You got that, Devin.
Because Versus is a certain amount of songs. If you're just trying to go through their whole catalog, then yeah, Drake got way too many hits. Because that's my opinion. But Kanye, I feel like, yo, Kanye's old shit. Take 5 songs from each album.
Heard.
No, not so much.
No, I'm not debating.
Nigga, I'm asking you a question.
Oh, God,
Fuck you mean? Nigga making that face like, oh, that's what you think, huh? I want your opinion,
Right.
Mr. A&R.
Nah, Kanye, I definitely think Kanye can hold his own against Drake.
Lil Wayne could too.
Lil Wayne could too. Yeah, they all could. Nah, facts.
Now,
Yeah.
who's touching that level? No one.
Nah, you're right.
That's why I'm saying, like, yo, in my opinion, like,
Okay.
Thug is in that second tier. And I'm going to put Future in that second tier. So,
Word.
who would I put against Future? I don't know. Them niggas is up there.
Yeah, I'm hip. It's hard to find somebody to go against Future.
Future.
That'd be a really hard battle.
Like,
you feel me?
someone worth it that would make the battle worth it. So, where he's not watching them. That's why I'm saying Thug.
All right, cool. So that's pretty much our end of the year wrap. Did I say who was my artist to look for in 2022?
No.
I don't even know if I had an artist to look for in 2022. It might have been Young Blue, to be honest with you.
No, yeah, you did say that.
Yeah, it
You
might
did,
have been
you
Young Blue, to be honest with you. Depending on, obviously, Kendrick. That's like an obvious
Alright.
one to look out for. You feel me?
Relax.
Kendrick, I think Lil Baby is gonna come back and have a crazy year once he drops
do
his own
too,
solo
yeah.
album. Because
Has he
coming
stopped
off of My
dropping?
Turn,
did. No.
huh?
Has he stopped dropping?
I mean, he dropped his collab album with Lil Durk, you feel me? And he dropped some singles, but in terms of solos, now Lil Baby went on more of a feature run this year.
Bro,
You feel me?
That's every year.
Love it.
Quality features this year. You feel me? Like this year. So I think in 2022, if he plans on coming out with a solo album, which if he's following under his contract rules, he will. So he'll drop another album this year, and I think that'll be another artist to look out for.
Nigga said he will.
Yeah, no, Lil Baby's dropping this year for sure. Every 2 years, contract. All you niggas. Every 2 years. But I do want to say, coming off of our COVID shit that we were talking about, yo, everything right now in the world is going crazy. There's
Very
not
much
enough
so.
tests going on. It took me, when Rich told me that he had COVID, right? When he told me that he had COVID, this was Amani coming right off of
Right
COVID.
off.
So I'm like, it could be a really high possibility that I have COVID.
Yeah.
So I tried to go out to get tested because I have a
told
job
you.
and all that shit. And
told
I
you.
tried not to put in other people's lives at risk. So I tried to get tested. Yo, it took me 3 days to get tested. And when I said it took me 3 days, like 3 days of going to urgent care. So I had to go there 3 separate times, wait in 3 separate lines. And then on the 3rd day, after 2 hours, I was finally able to like do my shit. But these lines are getting ridiculous. Some of these people are running out of tests midday. If it's becoming hard to schedule tests online, you got to plan that shit out weeks in advance. And how are you gonna know that you're gonna catch COVID that much time in advance? You're
Running
not,
got an
you feel
at-home
me?
test.
At-home test, you
I
can't
don't
even
like
find
those.
that shit.
Yeah,
if you
they
order
be
one
gone
online, it's gonna be
quick.
dumb expensive. You might find an at-home test on StockX if you tried. You feel me? Like that's how. It's like that. It's really
That's
like
sick.
that. Shit's becoming ridiculous out here. And I'm just like, how are we at a state where we knew all of this was coming? We sat here and we predicted when
said
COVID would
this.
spike. We said in the winter, that's when flu season is at an all-time high. How do you not prepare and have enough tests to distribute to everybody? That's just the type of shit that's been on my mind for the past couple of weeks. I'm like, wow. Some people walk into work, they might have COVID, but who knows? Because it might have some trouble for them to get tested. But some people aren't going to stay home because they can't afford to take
Exactly.
that time off. And like me, when I had to get tested, I had to turn some things down and I had to, cancel some shit just to find out that I was negative a few days later. But I had to cancel them shits because it's better safe than sorry. But I'm just thinking to the people that don't, and they just say fuck it and go ahead and
A lot of people say fuck it.
a lot of people say fuck
A lot of
it.
people are saying fuck it.
But it's like, it like sucks because once you find out that you're positive, you got to go around and have that conversation to everybody that you might have got dirty.
Yep.
like, yo, you might want to get yourself checked. It's one of those. We said this shit's like an STD, bro. This shit's crazy. And with these vaccines and booster shots, honestly, I don't know. I feel like the vaccine is what kickstarted this whole outbreak.
Really?
Well, come on. You get a little bit of the virus injected in you with the vaccine. So I feel like if you be coming to contact with the virus and it's already in your system, you just need something to trigger it to go off. Now, you might have the antibodies in your system to help defend that, but you still got a trace of it in your system. So if whatever antibodies haven't tested for everything, new variants can find their way to slip through. And since you already got the agent in your system, they just need something to activate it. So honestly, I think a lot of people who are vaccinated, who are now getting sick, it's a good majority of the cases, I think, are coming from vaccinated people. And I think it's hitting unvaccinated people even worse. Exactly. I think it's hitting them even worse. But when I see all these new cases, like there was one weekend where there were like 31,000 cases in a weekend. And I was like, all right, I think it was in a day. And I was like, a day? 31,000? That's fucking crazy. Like, that's wild. But I don't know. Something's up with the world right now. I just want to put that information out there in case other people, I don't know how people outside of Massachusetts are dealing with COVID, but these 2-hour lines are crazy. Having to wait in these lines to not even get a test is crazy when you have health insurance. When you don't have health insurance, you got to drop bread for the potential to get a test, which is crazy for me. But yeah, go ahead, Rich.
Nah, my thing is like they told people if you get vaccinated, you won't have to deal with restrictions.
Yep.
Yet there's still crazy fucking restrictions going on, and it's annoying.
January 15th, it's up.
You feel me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but there's still crazy restrictions going on, and even with being vaccinated, like you still really can't do shit. Yeah. So my thing is, they told people to get vaccinated so like you don't get, if you do get COVID, it's not nearly as bad, and I respect that, and I hope that's the case, and that's really what it is. But it's just like, yo, if we vaccinated, let us live life. I want to live life.
But we can't.
People still catching COVID.
No,
you're going to catch COVID regardless. What was the point of getting vaccinated?
So you just want to say fuck it? If you get it, you get it. Let's just live life.
You're going to get it regardless at this point. We've been doing this for 2.5, 3 years.
And I'm still clean.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, we've been doing. You could have been asymptomatic at one point and just never knew it.
I could have.
That's what I'm saying. So like, yo, in my opinion, like at this point, like, yo, if you haven't gotten it, good for you. But odds are you're going to get it at some point, or you had it and you just didn't know. So let niggas live their life. If you really don't want to live your life, then don't live your life. But like, bruh, I started COVID at 23 years old, 22 years old. About to be 25 next year. Like, I'm losing years of my life to this shit, bro. Yeah. My prime years. Inflation is going like crazy because of this shit.
Don't remind me.
Bro, my money is becoming smaller because of this shit. And it's only going to keep happening if COVID is still allowed to run rampant and run my life. That's my TED Talk. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah, but the inflation part for real though. Like,
no, that's just
save
crazy,
your money,
dog.
people.
It's too much.
Invest your money.
You said something about the vaccine. I will say this: Imani has had every version of COVID. Every strain of COVID.
You got Omarion.
I had Omarion. I had Delta, and I had. I don't have Flurona. Don't do me.
What the fuck?
No, I don't. It's COVID and flu mixed together.
That's the latest patch up.
That's the latest one. Whatchamacallit?
That's the latest iOS.
Yeah, but I will say this: when my last experience with COVID, I don't know if it was the vaccination. I don't know if it was the antibodies from the first 2 times, but it wasn't as bad. So I do feel like the vaccine does help. Where I think I have a problem with is people who move crazy, and then it's just like, oh, I have COVID, so you got to get tested too. Like every single time I've gotten COVID, it's always been because of somebody else. It's never been because I went to Mexico, never got COVID. So cases were high.
So you just don't know how to sit your ass down.
Say it again?
So you don't know how to sit your ass down.
No, my thing is I sit my ass down. I sit my ass down. The first time I had no choice. It was a roommate, and she choosing to be around people that, not clean. Second time, in a pandemic, people were sharing blunts. Like, bro, you don't know how to face something? Like, what's wrong with you? Then the third time, the person wasn't vaccinated. So it's just like...
no bullshit, yo. No bullshit, fam. No bullshit. I thought I was good when Rich texted me. When I got that, I think I'm late text from Rich. I thought... Honestly, I thought I was good, but what had me nervous and scared
we were sharing
is because I was in a rotation with my dog. You feel me? And that let me know shit might be real.
Yeah.
When people told me in the past, I was like, okay. And, I was never really worried because I never go too deep where I think I might like actually get that shit. But then when he told me, I'm like, damn, that's my brother. Fuck, I might actually have that shit, But when I went through all that shit and found out I was negative, but
must be nice.
It's just like it's just trash, all the precautions that you got to go through. I don't know what life is like outside of Massachusetts, but if you are a resident of Massachusetts, after January 15th, right, the state of Massachusetts is implementing a program where you now need to show proof of vaccination to be allowed in certain public spaces. So if you're pulling up to like bars, restaurants, sporting events, just things where there's going to be a large crowd of people, you're going to be required to show proof of your vaccination. So when I went to Rolling Loud in New York back in October, that was already a thing over there. And they had like these passport apps that let you upload your vaccination cards. So everyone just had their vaccine info on their phones. Now, Mayor Wu or whoever is trying to work that out over here. And I think that's actually dope because I've been waiting to do that shit because I hate carrying my card on me.
Same.
So I've been waiting to just add that shit to my Apple Wallet. But I think that's really going to fuck us up because I feel like Boston, well, in terms of me, because I work in customer service in Boston. So I'm like, I feel like with me, since mad tourists come through Boston, once we implement that proof of vaccination, at least for the first month or two, it's going to be slow in Boston.
Good.
Because a lot of people are about to get turned away for not having proof of vaccination. So I don't know how that's going to start affecting businesses, but get ready. Get ready. If you're in that type of industry, get ready for that. For the slow waves that you're about to experience for the next couple of weeks,
Bro, niggas who sell fake vaccination cards are about to make a killing.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
That too.
That's all it is.
But I think I think with the app shit, they have a way of
that's if you use the app. You can just carry a card.
True. That is true.
Yeah. Just buy a fake one. That's what people been doing.
That's crazy.
Which is sick.
Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Nah, because I know there are like some people that are really like hard against vaccines. Good for you. Do your thing. I don't care. Doesn't affect me.
Nope.
But I know like if vaccinations were to become mandatory, you need to show something. I can think of a handful of people already that I know that would go buy a card rather than get vaccinated.
So sad.
So
That's so sad.
Another thing that I want to mention coming into 2022, I know that we said next month is our 4-year anniversary. So it's a lot to reflect on just our journey as a podcast. We went through many phases. We went from, just a group of friends talking shit on a mic to becoming a locally known platform to now nationally known platform to,
Period.
doing our thing. And, it's been a great ride and journey, but I feel like certain things we need to make notes of certain things. So with the past week, there's this other podcast that went viral.
Oh my God.
They went viral. I don't have to say the name of the podcast.
You're not going to say the name, or are you going to?
No, I won't.
Okay.
We don't got to do that. You got to pay me. You feel me? But yeah, we won't say the name of the podcast. But they went viral over the weekend because of a moment that they had. They had Asian Doll on their show, and
Asian Cash Doll. No, not
Asian
Cash Doll.
Doll. Asian Doll.
Asian Doll.
I might be talking about something else.
Now
You
I
might
know
be
what
thinking about
podcast
something
you're
different.
talking
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
you feel
I'm
me?
sorry.
Asian Doll. So she was a guest on their platform, and her and the host just had a little disagreement, and then the host started to become disrespectful and kind of just kicked her off the show, but did it in a disrespectful way. And then, you know, what happens when people start to dig up shit from the past. All the old shit that they did, that shit started going viral too. So then a clip of them bashing black women and just calling them things like Shaniquas, Night Riders, Ghetto, Hood Rats, all that shit went viral. And I really sat back and thought about all of that when that was happening, because podcasting is a new and developing space. When people are seeing what can come of it, a lot of people choose to partake in it and participate in it. But I think about podcasts like those and what other people are doing, and I compare it to what we do, and of course everything that we do is different. But when people are dissecting and just consuming the idea of what podcasting actually is, I feel like the line becomes blurred. And people think that podcasting is just sitting in front of a mic and just talking whatever and speaking whatever. And I'm like, no, there's actually much more to podcasting than doing that. Like, believe that's what my guests do. My guests just pull up, sit in front of the mic and talk. But actually podcasting is extremely different. So I just wanted to mention that, because everybody thinks that everyone is just coming up with their new platform to just speak whatever. There's many platforms out there that don't hold any value, in my opinion. But I think that our platform holds a lot of value, and we have responsibilities as podcasters in this space to not just feel like we can pull up here whenever we want and just feel like we have the right to just start talking crazy about just anything. Maybe we'll have a moment where we might be saying some crazy shit, but it's never really anything that crazy. It's only crazy if you feel offended or sensitive about a certain subject. But deep down, we're never talking about anything disrespectful, or we're never putting anybody down. So when it just comes to shit like that, as I navigate through this space as a podcaster, I just got to know what separates us and what the other people are doing out there. And when I see shit like that, I feel like it puts a bad name on podcasting, because I feel like, yeah, we do our laughs, we make jokes time to time, and some people out there don't sit and watch the whole episodes. They react to clips that we post, and if you just sit and watch like the clips that we post, you might have a certain like perception of what our show is, you feel me? But I don't want people seeing viral clips like that and just thinking that that's what podcasting is, and like that's what all these niggas with mics are deciding to do with their platforms. It's just not like that. It's not like that at all. I feel like our platform has evolved into many different forms. Like before, we only talked about music, and then we opened it up, and then our audience actually started learning about ourselves, and then we brought guests in, and then, you know, we're introducing the world to them and just all this other things. And of course we have our moments where we're making jokes. Like, I don't think I haven't made many jokes this episode, but when I'm in that mood, I start letting them fly, and that just happens because that's everyday life. But I feel like in this lane, there's an art to this shit, and people just have to respect the art. That's why when certain people coming up and like, yeah, nigga, nah, I won't go that way. I remember when certain people thought that they could like do this thing better than I did, and it's been a while since I heard from them.
Don't kill me.
But like I said, there's an art to this, and it reveals itself in many different forms. And when you actually open your eyes and realize what the game is all about, a lot of sides start getting quiet. You feel me? But that's all that I want to say with that. But I just wanted to, you know, put that message out there for people that thinking that this is really just a sport for anybody. It's not. And when I say Amani and Rich, these two are sitting next to me, but it couldn't just be anybody sitting next to me. You feel me? It's an art that you have to learn, master, and craft, and then you see the results that we provide. You feel me? It's not, you can't just step into it and think that you're gonna go off like that. You can be known for foul shit, But just understand that you're gonna be known for foul shit, so nothing but foul shit will be thrown at you. You feel me? And if you can take that, hey, let that be what you're known for. But that's not what we do over here. So when niggas just have a certain misunderstanding about what podcasting is, when you come to this platform, know that you're getting originality, authenticity, and nothing but passion for whatever hour and a half you're with us for weekly. You feel me?
That's literally the word people give us too. It's authentic.
Yeah.
Love the vibe. It's authentic. You guys are literally just, it's easy to y'all. That's literally what I hear all the time.
I just see shit like that and I'm just like, yo, when people
so
put this
embarrassing.
messaging on podcasting, I'm like, what if niggas are trying to get a bag in this shit, bro? Like, like us, we're in a certain position because there's not many other people like us in our age group doing what we're doing and
Facts.
going places that we've taken us places. So there's like certain possibilities where we can take this platform and do amazing things with it. But as people are learning more and more about what podcasting is and how podcasting could apply to their brands, when you see shit like this going viral and it being attached to what podcasting is, it could fuck up a lot of bags for other people. And I'm already, trying to do as much work as it is just trying to get the Massachusetts music scene up there. Just in terms of Massachusetts media, it's a lot of work to be done. So when this just gets attached to what podcasting is, I just got to step in and let niggas know the difference. You feel me? Because it's not that shit I see.
Cloud chasing.
That's smut and it's cloud chasing, and that's not us. So that's why I just wanted to go ahead and leave it with that. I've been talking for a while. If y'all want to add anything to that, you can. But just move on to the next topic too, if there's nothing to add to that.
I just want to say I'm happy you brought it up because when I saw it, I was like, there's no way this is actually happening. And I started looking at the guy. I started not following him, but I started looking at the guy's stories. And he's like, y'all are just seeing a little clip. Y'all need to watch the whole video. I sat my ass on my couch and I watched the whole episode. There was nothing in that video that made me feel like, oh, okay, like you're right for that. There's a specific way and how you're supposed to speak to a person. There's a specific way how you speak to a woman. He knew what type of energy he was throwing at her. He's lucky she kept it calm and composed. That could have went left for mans. And he was really like, oh, I don't know who she is. I don't know who that is. Oh, you're lucky. Because she would have told you who she was today. But she said, nah, you know what? I'm not even going to pay him that much mind. So I think she handled it very well. I think the fact that they described black women the way that they did is just a show of their character and their insecurities. And yeah, at the end of the day, it was just clout chasing. I understand they're trying to get it back, but there's different ways to do it. There's a line, like you said, the line was blurred.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Word. All right, am I good to move on to the next?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, bet. Let's get into new music so we can wrap everything up. So 2 major releases, at least from the hip-hop and R&B side, to talk about this week. I feel like I'm kind of blanking on music that dropped since the last time we recorded, but for the past week I can say 2 major releases that dropped were Gunna's tape and the Weeknd's tape. I want to talk about the Gunna's tape first. So Gunna dropped an album this past Friday called Drip Season Forever. Well, DS Forever. It is the final installment of his Drip Season series. How many songs are on that album? 20 songs?
19.
19 songs,
19.
features including
Kodak, G Herbo, Lil
Future.
Baby, Thug, Future.
Young Blue.
What we think?
21.
What we think about this album?
It was a great album. Great fucking album. From start to finish, no skips.
That's it?
Straight up. Like, yo. I mean, compared to, I hit you up about this album on Saturday. We had a little short conversation about it. I think you summed it up very well. This, compared to Drip Season 3, Drip Season 3, was, in my opinion, was a masterpiece as well. And that's what actually introduced me to Gunna.
Hey, Cap.
But you're right when you say that Drip Season 3 sounds like one continuous song, because a lot of the beats do sound the same. And a lot of the songs do sound the same. Now with this shit bumps, but every song has a different flow, different melody, different cadence. It's fire. Like, yo, this nigga Gunna is fire. His flow was fire. His features were killing it per usual. I can't say anything bad about it. Like, you know, the production was fire. I mean, I don't go to Gunna for the lyrics, so I'm not expecting anything.
You be having bars sometime though.
No, but
You
I ain't
saying
going
a lot of questionable shit though.
Nah, but I ain't going to him to hear some crazy shit. But
True.
he had me feeling myself a little bit here and there.
Felt like you were pushing P.
I did. I was pushing feet. Shoot, he had my little sister dancing. That's when I knew that nigga was lit. So I'm gonna give this album a solid 8.5 out of 10.
Wow, that's a high rating.
It is a high rating, but yo, this shit, like I said, it had no skips, and I'm still playing it every single. If you want to be honest,
No skips.
I've only played this shit since it came out. I listened to the Weeknd shit twice,
So we're not
and
gonna
this
talk
it.
about that.
This is it.
not
I've
gonna
only
talk
listened
about
to Gunna since it dropped. It's that good to me. I fuck with it. It's in the rotation. I'm going to keep listening to this all year long until Future drops.
This is my turn.
Say it again.
This is my turn. This is just for Rich.
Oh, okay.
I'll get to you in a second.
That's not the question. Wait, why is that a question?
He wants to know your
Cause like,
opinion.
I have to. Those two are the friendly competitions now.
They are.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna, with every release, I do the same thing for Kendrick and Cole when they drop releases back to back. So I'm like, all right, so this are like my turn.
I mean,
Okay, one of my turn.
Ooh.
Oh, my turn.
Okay, so my turn or
Don't
DS
dis-
Forever.
Recency bias.
So you're gonna say DS4 Forever?
I'm gonna say recency bias. Yeah, it's for the recency bias.
So
but
this
my
is
turn,
better.
My turn doesn't have nearly as many features as this. Like they're two different projects. Like I don't consider Gunna's drip season
Yo, you're
shits like
killing me.
really his projects because everything has a feature on it.
Nah, I hear you.
Like my turn, like only a handful of like 4 tracks had features. The rest of it is Lil Baby spitting, spitting.
Recency bias.
Nah, but they're just two different. If we're just talking about projects, yeah, I'm gonna pick Gunna because I just enjoyed it more.
I hear you.
But if we're talking about like, yo, pure albums from an individual artist, like this is a compilation album, really.
All right, I hear you.
You feel me?
Yeah, I hear you.
If we're doing it that way, my turn. But if we talking about pure pleasure, drip
Pushing
season
P.
forever.
I hear you. All right, Amani, what you think about the album?
I'm not gonna give it as high as Rich. Not gonna lie to you. I think when I first played it, right, I expected it to be a certain amount of songs. That's one. So when I just kept hearing Gunna after Gunna after Gunna, I was like, oh, like okay, we got 19 songs. Okay, cool. There were a couple skips for me. There were a couple songs. The song that he did with Chloe threw me all the way off. I forgot the name of it.
You and Me.
You and Me, yes. It was a different, like Rich said, he played different songs, different genres. He went a little crazy. I didn't expect that from him. That song definitely threw me off. But I will agree with Rich and say that the production was fire. Some of the songs were fire. Thought I was playing. When I played that song, I started doing that dance that both of you guys do on the show, and I said, this is when I know I hang out with them too much.
What's the dance that we do on the show?
The thing with your shoulders, I don't know. Y'all be doing this. I don't know. Y'all be doing this all the time. And I was like, I'm sorry. Jesus.
I wanted to know what dance you was talking about.
Whatchamacallit?
See your shoulders work. Okay.
When I heard it, I was like, oh, shit. I was like, one, I hang out with the boys too much. But I was like, this is fire. I said, hold on. Usually when I listen to music, I listen to it by myself. But when I heard this song, I was with my sister. And I automatically just started dancing. She just looked at me like, yo, you good? And I'm like, nah, I really like this song. Like, I really like this song. But I'll give it a 7. I liked it, but I had skips. So that's why I give it a 7. But, you know, I like the features on it. 21 went crazy on that. I'm sorry.
We're gonna have a conversation about 21 at some point. Like they really let Savage Mode 2 flop, and that hurts me deeply. But one day we have to have a conversation about 21 Savage. But yeah, go ahead.
No, that's really it. I liked it. I'm not on the same level as Rich. I feel like there were some skips, but overall it was decent. It was decent.
I enjoyed this album. Definitely got some joints on there that I really fuck with. Like the joints that I like really fuck with would have to be how you did that with Kodak. I had my Kodak bop all throughout that song, fam. And Kodak got some tracks like that Super Gremlin track I'm fucking with
Kodak's
very
last 5
heavily.
tracks, bro.
Huh?
His last like 5 tracks.
Kodak,
All been crazy.
It's crazy.
Like if you put all those on one album, like yo,
the day that God, the day that Kodak enunciates, my nigga, it is a wrap for these niggas. It is a wrap for these niggas. The day that Kodak
Bro, it's
Black.
not happening.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's
the
going
accent
to.
is so crazy, but
I
when
don't
he
think he's
learns how to
going to.
enunciate his words,
Bro, it's not happening. It took Thug a certain amount of time. It took Baby a certain amount of time. It took Gunna a certain amount of time.
Feeling Peachy is his best attempt. Feeling Peachy is his best attempt at enunciating, bro.
Bro, he's been in the game over 5 years. He's
Crazy.
not doing it.
Plus, it does it, though. It does it for me. The accent does it for me. Think about it.
Yeah.
Nah, it is different, though, when you can actually, like, hear the shit. It's different.
Bro, Feeling Peachy, my nigga, I play that song and I rapping that shit word for word because you can understand it word for word. It hit different. Go ahead and check that song out. But, yeah, I fuck with that song, 25K, Jacket with Baby. I really think Gunna and Baby, they really don't miss together when they're together. Like, I remember I went back to their album, Drip Too Hard, or Drip. Yeah, is that what that? No, what's the album called? Drip Harder. When it was those two, when they were just coming up, they dropped a collab album together. And damn, I was like, fuck. I kind of slept on this album. But you go back and listen to it now, and it still sounds like them two today, which is really dope because that shit dropped in 2017. You feel me? So that shit was really dope. And they got this track with Dirk and Nav as the intro. And now you think about where Dirk and Nav respectively are at in their career. You go back to listen to their track. Now you got all four of these niggas on it. That shit got some, and I slept on it when it came out. So you feel me? Got some dope shit there. What else did I like on the album? I Don't Know That Bitch with G Herbo. I love that G Herbo is starting to get a lot of recognition in the industry. I love that G Herbo is starting to get his recognition in the industry now. He was just a lot of the streets fucked with him. It was a lot of underground hip hop, but within the past year or two, we're starting to see G Herbo now on a lot of mainstream joints, and I like that. He's 25, so he's doing what needs to be done at this point in his career. You feel me? In terms of that, what else did I like? Life of Sin with Netchi, I like that too, and South to West I also like. So yeah, Gunna did his thing. I don't have my complaints from Drip Season 3 where I said everything kind of sounded like one continuous joint, and that might have been because Metro executive produced that project. Now with this joint, I like Gunna's ear for music. I always fuck with his production. Overall, I always fuck with his production. So I liked a lot of the sounds that I heard from this.
Any skips?
And yeah, there were a couple skips, but that's just because like I'm not like a stan of Gunna. You feel me? He got some bops, but I'm not like, this nigga's fire. You feel me? I'm just like, yeah, you got some joints. You feel me? And his flow is unmatched. You can't fuck with his flow, and that's just a fact. The Weeknd also dropped Dawn FM, the second album in his trilogy. Apparently, there's another album called Afterlife that's coming out. I don't know when, maybe next year or in 2 years, probably in 2 years. But
is he trying to make another House of Balloons trilogy or something?
He's making just a trilogy in general. I wouldn't compare it to the.
Well, he needs to not do that because that's what niggas is gonna be doing.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't compare it to that trilogy. I think this album and After Hours sound completely different from that thing. I feel like the trilogy, like the original trilogy, was just all R&B. Fire. And now with this trilogy, it's just like a lot of pop. Like he's pop now. He's pop. We lost R&B Weeknd.
It was straight 80s.
Crazy.
No, that was about to say that's why I don't fuck with this album.
Straight 80s.
But it's crazy because if you get the Weeknd on a feature, he can still dip into that R&B bag.
He's where the money's at.
And there's still some R&B on this album, but the Weeknd went fully pop.
He's trying to make the radio hits now. When I listen to this album, all I'm thinking about is me walking through a department store,
Forever 21 music,
Macy's, Marshalls, hearing this shit playing over the fucking radio.
Yep.
That's all I hear. These are all radio hits. That's why I'm like, yo, bro, I'm good on this.
I didn't even finish it. That's the funny part.
Like, listen to what you said. These are all radio hits.
Like, those are all radio songs.
Niggas have to have a conversation about the Weeknd one day, yo.
Like when I say radio, I'm just like
hits though.
I mean, it's the Weeknd, so he's obviously going to be on the radio anyway. But like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to listen to this shit just because it just sounds too regular. It sounds like everything else. I know what he's doing. I can't
say that.
I know
it just wasn't for me.
Like his formula,
it wasn't for me.
Like when it comes to his pop shit, I know what to expect. I know he's going for the radio hits, which is why I'm saying this is full of radio hits because it sounds like all his other shit to me. I'm good. I miss the R&B Weeknd. I miss that nigga when he was just hitting that coke. I miss all that shit.
Not that coke.
This man is too rich. This man is too rich, bro. He don't got enough problems. He needs more women problems.
He doesn't have enough problems.
Yes, he needs more women problems. He needs more stress in his life so he can go back to making that heartfelt music that made niggas. Yeah, that made niggas like, damn, I feel that nigga. I need that kind of music again. I have not gotten that in like 3 albums.
See, my thing is his debut studio album, Beauty Behind the Madness, was such a perfect blend of the R&B and pop. It. Like, he had pop joints on that album, but he also had R&B joints on that album. So it was a nice mix of both. Yes. But then after Beauty Behind the Madness and he went on to Starboy and all that, you just saw the slow transition into full-blown pop. You feel me? And yeah, that's working for him. He's going to do great every single time because you can't beat The Weeknd. So when I see his evolution as an artist, I'm like, yeah, he's that dude. I get it. The Weeknd is that dude. But when I hear you killing these features, and when I said 2021, The Weeknd went on a killing spree of just features, and a lot of that shit went unnoticed. That shit with Post Malone, fire in my opinion, and he had a couple of other tracks where he featured on this year, and there were some known tracks, but because of all of his other pop shit, I think it just kind of gets overlooked. But hey, Blinding Lights, I'll play to this day. That shit go hard, and that's his pop shit. Okay. But I think that he's just sticking with this theme for a while, and like this 80s sound,
it's
and like
straight 80s,
this 80s like, and the 70s sound, like it was great.
Too much for me. It was too much.
Yeah, it's too much, and like sure, maybe only he can do this type of shit, but I don't know. It's 2021.
No. Not to that extent.
The 80s,
he forced it.
I don't need the 80s in 2021. I really don't. Now in 2022, I just hear this and it just sounds like, this joints. The Weeknd makes dope music. I can't deny that. Yes, but it's just the themes that he's tackling on. And now with this Afterlife project coming, the fact that he's packing everything as a trilogy, I already know that's going to be another pop album. But The Weeknd is, I don't know if he's in his 30s yet, but he's damn near reaching. And will he still have the R&B touch in him when he reaches that point? I don't know. But I want the R&B Weeknd back because I know he can dip into those pockets.
That's what I was expecting.
I know he can.
He's 31.
But he chooses not to. He's 31?
31.
Ow.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the money's too much and he's just
trying to make that bread.
He needs to leave pop to Bruno Mars and get back in his R&B shit.
But my thing is,
I won't do that to him.
Bruno Mars went more R&B than The Weeknd. Yeah. And Bruno Mars, I feel like, was more pop. Bruno Mars was more pop, and The Weeknd was R&B. And then at some point, they switched roles, and Bruno Mars started hitting us with the R&B, and The Weeknd went full pop. That's how I feel like.
There's more money in pop.
I wasn't expecting that.
There's more money in pop.
I wanted a mix. I was hoping for a mix.
There's more money in pop, but here's my thing, bro. There's more money in pop, but the way that black culture has just taken over everything, and hip hop has become one of the biggest cultures in the world. So now, naturally, hip hop is pop. So if you want to think about it, black culture is pop. So my dog doesn't have to do this shit to win over pop. His culture is already winning in the race. So the fact that he has to make music time and time again like this, I'm like, bro, you really don't. You really don't. But hey, after this Afterlife album, hopefully he hopes to dive into, hopefully he dives back into that R&B lane.
He needs to change his look then. When he changes the way he looks,
don't kill me.
He changes the way he looks every album, though.
That's what I'm saying.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When the way I see him, his next album will let me know what kind of music he is.
That's
he's
true.
Make.
Yeah. Did you think you were gonna get R&B from the
No, I knew I wasn't. Nigga looked like a hippie.
Oh my God.
He got R&B.
You see that ugly ass mustache this nigga got? That fucking afro?
Nah, I feel you.
That nigga look like a hippie.
Nah, I feel you.
Pop the whole ways until his look changes.
Oh my God.
Is there any other music that came out that we wanted to talk about?
Oh my God, stop, don't kill me.
Crazy ass shave he got too. He's rich looking like that.
I mean, what about J. Cole?
I mean, awesome.
J. Cole's homeless.
I mean, he's Canadian. Like the Weeknd's Canadian. He can make that work.
J. Cole is rich and homeless. What does that tell you?
He's homeless?
Yes. You see the way he dresses?
He's not homeless, though.
Nah, J. Cole.
Homeless,
Nah.
though.
J. Cole is the definition of my talent speaks for
Broke
itself.
rich.
Literally.
No. He
Rich
is the
broke.
definition
Rich
of
broke.
my
Literally.
talent speaks for itself.
Literally.
I don't have to do shit else.
Nope.
I don't gotta dress fly, even though I can. I don't gotta show up with the fancy
he
cars,
can.
even though
He
I can. I don't gotta be dripped out
That's
with the
the
jewelry,
point.
even though I can. My talent and my albums alone will shit on niggas time and time again,
I just want
and
him to
niggas
do his
will,
hair.
can never step
Just-
to me.
Rich broke.
Just do his hair, bro.
Nah, I feel you.
Just
Rihanna,
do it,
after
bro.
Rihanna kind of assaulted him with the aloe vera comment, my nigga made a commitment with the dreads, and you gotta appreciate
Remember when
it.
he tried to be an NBA player?
Stop.
A dollar and a dream. Facts.
Stop.
Remember that
Facts.
shit right after the album.
Facts. Any
Nigga
other
went
music
into his
that came
NBA
out?
bag.
Any other
Nah.
music that came out since we dropped? I'm starting to
don't.
like Roddy Ricch's album more.
I see you keep posting about
Yeah,
it.
you do.
Yeah, there's still some skips. And it doesn't compare to Antisocial.
I'm glad you
But
said it.
a lot of the songs are starting to grow on me. Like 25 Million Fire, Move to Miami after you get past the minute and 15 interlude, minute and 15 instrumental, fire. Murder One, Fabio, niggas. I want
love that
Fabio to
joint.
have a great 2022. I would love for Fabio to have a great 2022,
That's not an album.
please. I hope he does.
Has he created like his first album yet?
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hope he
This would
has
be a
a,
good year to expect that.
I hope he
Yeah.
has an amazing
Yeah,
2022.
good features.
Facts.
I don't know if I'd listen to a whole album of them, but
And I hope 21 drops this year too.
21 out here, bro. I don't think he needs to drop. Just keep doing his feature.
He
Run.
should, because
Drop a single here and
he's
there.
going crazy.
Oh, I didn't even listen to the new singles this nigga dropped.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did drop some
Were
new
they good?
stuff. Yeah, they were good. They were
Alright,
good.
I'm gonna
My
go-
man's rapping. He's rapping, bro.
Per usual, though.
21's rapping,
Per
bro.
usual.
That's crazy. ATL, but he's rapping. All right, the last music that I'll touch on before we make our exit. This is Boston right here. Boston, Massachusetts. All right, so Feed the Family, right? It's an album
Fire.
by Hooterville. And when I say the people of Hooterville, Body Rock, Dun Dealey, Top Hooter, and I can't pronounce this last dude's name, but I think it's Sheikh Hanif. I think that's how you pronounce his name. They dropped a tape, their first tape as a collective. It's called Feed the Family. It got 11 tracks on it, and there's some heat on this tape.
What is your favorite?
Separation and As You Should, for sure. They got Tremendous producing the entire album. This is Boston, straight from Boston.
Feed the Family go crazy too.
The intro, right?
Feed the Family go crazy. bro.
Yeah, yo. So I don't even know how to describe this album.
It's raw. It gives me this is a authentic this is a very authentic album. Like this is a raw album, like from the
Raw is a good
from
way
the
to describe
gutter
it.
type shit. Like I feel I got like a 90s vibe. No bullshit. Like early 2000s 90s vibe from this album. And not because of the beats or anything,
Some
but because
gri-
of the way these niggas talking. Like,
Yeah, some Griselda
grimy,
vibes in the
like, yeah.
production. Some Griselda vibes in the production, yeah.
That's a perfect Griselda. Yes. Great. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you're thinking of any group Griselda.
Yeah, I feel like Body Rock and the West Side Gun comparison is just like, I love Body Rock. I love his energy. His ad libs are what gets me every single time. Like,
Give me an example.
of his ad libs, I'm not gonna say his ad libs on
Oh.
the show, but that's him. That's him.
Okay.
Literally, his ad libs are "It's me" on Dogs, nigga. It's me. But they got.
Okay, good.
But I don't know. I love his energy. They got some bars on this. The Massachusetts scene has been slowly growing.
I love it.
Honestly, since this podcast has started, and no, I'm not saying it's because of us.
I was
I
about
saw
to
that
say.
face. It's not. It's not because of
Hey,
us.
wow.
We all, as
A
an
collective.
entire state, did the work to
Okay.
let our shit be known. But since we have started this podcast back in 2018, fast forward all the way to 2022, Massachusetts has definitely elevated their music scene, and the quality is definitely improved in terms of music as well, and artists as well. So I definitely want to give everyone out here a shine for doing their thing, and I try my best to look for up and coming talent throughout everyone. But there's only so much music I listen to. You feel me? I'm trying at the moment with this year. I'm gonna try to extend outside of Massachusetts and venture out and see what's going on in the other states. Just because I feel like there's some other cats probably in New England and even outside of that are doing their thing and probably aren't getting the light shown on them. So I'll try. I can't make any promises, but I'll definitely try because I feel like there's talent everywhere. You feel me? And that's what we're all about over here. Just showing love, dropping gems, and just kicking shit like us. You feel me? And I think that's it for new music. I can't think of any new projects that are coming out soon. So, we're kicking right back into things. Now that everyone's healthy, we'll be kicking back into full gear. Continue swinging with season 7 like we never missed a step. You feel me? All right, now let's get into our reality checks. First reality check of 2022. Go ahead, Rich. Start us off.
This is a great time to talk about washing your hands, washing your ass after having COVID, going through the symptoms of coughing, not being able to breathe, stuffy nose, didn't lose sense of smell or taste, thank God. But yeah, just want to say to my people, make sure you're washing your hands, make sure you're washing your ass, make sure you're being very aware of who you're around and what they're doing and what they're engaging in, because you don't want to give your life up to COVID for 5 days now, is it?
Crazy.
Fucking
5
crazy.
days.
It's 5 days.
2 weeks to 5
That is
capitalism, bro.
That is fuck that 5-day mandate. Go back to what it was
10
originally,
or 14.
10 to 14 days, because that's when you really aren't contagious. Fuck that 5-day shit. That's only for capitalism. But yeah, my reality check is, people, please wash your hands, wash your ass, be careful of who you're around, be careful of what you're around, and please, 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 please stay healthy. Just my reality check.
Word.
All right. My reality check is simply just giving the people something new to do, which is to journal. I've been journaling for the past year or so, and I was just looking past some old entries and just seeing how the way I used to think, even the way I used to speak in the past year was just wow, I'm a different person. Even the other day, we posted a video, and even the way I was speaking in the video, I was wow, I don't even think like that at all. I don't even speak like that anymore. I'm not even on that same mindset. So something just to try out is to journal, record your memories, and look back at them afterwards and just see the progression that, you were embarking on. So that would be my reality check, is to journal and see what it does for you.
I'm going to push you more this year, by the way.
Okay.
Just keep it. We might fight a couple times this year, but it'll be for good reasons. All right. Now for my reality check. What I want to say for my first reality check of 2022. Damn, it's crazy because I feel like I wanted to leave 2021 with a great message. And then the vid happened and it fucked up everything. But 2022, I just want to go ahead and say yo, honestly, we all fucked up. We fucked up in many various different points in our lives. And I feel like the New Year resolution shit gets outdated time and time again. But you can really think of every New Year as a fresh start, clean slate to just try to do better. You feel me? Try to live better. Incorporate things into your lifestyle that may not have been there last year. Just try to elevate yourself. You feel me? At the ends of every year, I look back and see what I wanted at the beginning of the year. And then I check back to see if I accomplished any of that or if I got any of that. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But once the new year begins, you got a whole another 365 days to go ahead and try to make the best out of your life. So go ahead and do that. I want to pass that on to you. I want everyone to have an amazing 2022. Whatever goals that you have, go out there and try to tackle them. You feel me? You literally have 360 whatever days now to go ahead and do that. So I just want to be the person to support you and push you and motivate you if no one else is already doing it for you. I want to be the person to tell you that you can go ahead and accomplish anything that you want to. Some people need, more support. I need that support. You feel me? So go ahead. I'm going to pass the same thing to y'all. Push for the stars, shoot for the stars, aim for the moon. And yeah, I want everyone to have an amazing year. I think we're going to have a great year too. All 4 of us. Yes, Kat, you too. You're going to have an amazing year. Facts. You're going to have a great year too. You feel me? And yeah, that's all I want to say with my reality check. All right, now anything that we want to leave the people? You feel me? Thank you for joining us.
New Year's resolutions, make sure you stick with it.
Facts.
Straight up. I didn't because I don't believe in that bullshit. But hey, if you did, stick to it. Don't be a bitch.
Facts. No, facts.
Okay.
Anything you want to leave with the people?
Let's try to enjoy this year. Fuck COVID. That's it. Literally.
Let's have the best year possible, though. Feel me? Make the best of let's make the best of what we have.
I didn't think I would still have to deal with this shit in 2022. I'll be honest with you. When this shit first started, yo, I didn't think 2022 we would still be dealing with this shit, yo.
Bro, I thought.
And now it's at the point where I don't know where it's gonna end. And wearing masks is just a permanent thing, I guess. Okay, so that is pretty much the end of the episode. Thank you for everyone tuned in. It's getting cold. Oh my goodness. 9-degree weather, 10-degree weather. So if you were out looking for something to keep you warm, we have plenty of hoodies. Plenty of hoodies on sales in all various colors for y'all to stay cozy. And just go online at www.theurbanproduct.com/shop. Pick your favorite color and we will ship it to you as soon as possible so you can stay warm in this crazy weather. It's like Rich said earlier, December, we kind of skated by with the weather. And then that bitch slapped us in the face in January. You feel me? So definitely do your best to stay cozy, stay warm during this weather. Prayers to anyone who is homeless during this time of the year. I don't know how y'all are dealing with this shit. Anyone that's battling COVID, who has serious health issues, prayers go out to y'all as well. Yeah, and I think that's all the prayers and shout outs that I want to give people. Let's go into 2022 with a bang, and I can't wait to see all the things that we accomplish together. That's a fact, you feel me? Next month is our 4-year anniversary. Next episode is 156, I think, which means 3 years worth of episodes. So if you're a new listener, hey, we got 3 years worth of episodes out there. So when you want to catch up, you know, you'll start to get to know us, you feel me? And it'll be a great ride, you feel me? All right, so it's been your boy, DME.
It's been your boy, Cozy Rich.
And it's been your girl, Imani.
And you have been listening to The Urban Products. We will go ahead and catch y'all next week. It was great to be back.
It's Lizzie, nigga. We caught the boys like and we packing them up. We tie his ass to the back of the truck. They get smoking on who? Now we smoking his bitch ass. You don't get packed, you gassing them up. Walking the party with shots, they pat me down. Me and Trish letting it bust. If I see a op, he gon' tour, then he drop to the ground. Since that little nigga act tough, he moving crazy, get part like a perk. He won't get a chance, so he shooting him first. He think he a villain.